You thought what you went through was breaking you, but it was actually positioning you for everything that's coming. Be still for a moment, because the truth you're about to hear may finally make sense of everything. I am Archangel Michael, and I speak to the one who survived things they never thought they would. You didn't just go through difficulty, you went through pressure, you went through confusion, you went through seasons that reshaped the way you saw yourself, others, and life. And you wondered quietly, why did it have to be this hard? But listen carefully. What almost broke you did not come to destroy you. It came to position you. There were lessons you could only learn by walking through fire. There was discernment you could only gain by being disappointed. There was strength you could only develop by carrying weight you thought would crush you. You didn't become wise by reading about pain. You became wise because you lived through it. You didn't develop boundaries because someone taught you how. You developed them because you were hurt when you didn't have them. You didn't become emotionally grounded because life was gentle. You became grounded because chaos forced you to anchor yourself. And that is why you are no longer who you used to be. You no longer trust blindly. You no longer give endlessly. You no longer stay where your soul feels unsafe. You no longer ignore your intuition. That change was not accidental. It was the result of everything you endured. You thought the struggle was setting you back, but the struggle was actually placing you ahead of who you would have been without it. You see more now. You feel more clearly now. You walk with more awareness now. You are not easily fooled. You are not easily drained. You are not easily shaken. That is not damage. That is development. The version of you that exists today is capable of holding blessings the old version could not sustain. You are stronger emotionally, more grounded spiritually, more selective energetically. And because of that, you are finally aligned with the life that once felt out of reach. The pressure did not destroy you, it prepared you. The pain did not end you, it positioned you. The struggle did not delay you, it developed you. And now you are standing in a place where what arrives next will not overwhelm you, because you have already survived what you once believed would end you. Stay with me, because what you survived was not random and it was not wasted. I am Archangel Michael, and I speak to the one who still remembers how heavy it felt just to keep going. There were moments you didn't feel strong. You felt exhausted, overwhelmed, uncertain. You questioned yourself. You questioned the process. You questioned whether you had anything left. But strength does not always feel like power. Sometimes strength feels like persistence. It feels like waking up when you wanted to disappear. It feels like trying again when you were discouraged. It feels like continuing even when no one saw the effort. You didn't become strong because life was easy. You became strong because quitting was not an option. You learned to hold yourself together when no one else could. You learned to calm your own storms when comfort felt distant. You learned to trust your inner voice when everything outside of you felt unstable. That kind of strength cannot be taught. It can only be earned through endurance. And now, look at you. You are more grounded, more emotionally aware, more conscious of what you allow, more protective of your peace. You no longer collapse under pressure the way you once did. You no longer absorb everything around you. You no longer feel lost inside chaos. That change did not happen overnight. It happened quietly because of everything you lived through. You may still remember the pain, but you are no longer controlled by it. You may still remember the struggle, but you are no longer shaped by it. Instead, you are shaped by resilience, by awareness, by growth. And that is why what comes next in your life will not feel like survival. It will feel like stability. It will feel like alignment. It will feel like peace. Because the version of you that almost broke no longer exists. You are standing here now as someone who has endured, evolved, and become capable of holding what once would have overwhelmed you.
Take a breath. Not a shallow one, a deep one. Because what I am about to speak to you is not about the past anymore. It is about the present moment you are standing in and the future that is quietly unfolding. I am Archangel Michael, and I speak now to the version of you that no longer recognizes their own growth. You changed, not dramatically, not loudly, not in a way others could easily notice, but you changed deeply. And because of that change, life itself is beginning to respond differently to you. There was a time when you reacted to everything, when emotions ruled your choices, when uncertainty shaped your direction, when fear influenced your decisions. But look at you now. You pause before reacting. You observe before engaging. You feel before deciding. You reflect before responding. That is not weakness. That is wisdom. That is the mark of someone who has been shaped by experience instead of broken by it. You did not realize it was happening because growth rarely announces itself. It happens quietly. It happens in the small moments, in the choices no one sees, in the thoughts you no longer entertain, in the boundaries you enforce internally before you ever speak them aloud. You stopped chasing people who did not meet you halfway. You stopped explaining yourself to those committed to misunderstanding you. You stopped overgiving just to feel accepted. Not because you became colder, but because you became clearer. That clarity is reshaping your reality, because life responds not to what you say you want, but to who you believe yourself to be. And you no longer believe you are unworthy. You no longer believe you must earn love. You no longer believe struggle is the only way forward. That shift changes everything. You may not see immediate miracles. You may not experience sudden transformation, but you will notice something else. You feel calmer, more stable, less reactive, less desperate, less anxious. That is not coincidence. That is alignment beginning. There was a time when your nervous system was always on edge, always waiting for something to go wrong, always bracing for disappointment, always preparing for emotional impact. But now, you are no longer constantly on guard. Not because life is perfect, but because you are stronger internally. You are no longer governed by fear. You are guided by awareness. And when someone becomes grounded like this, the world around them begins to change naturally, not forcefully, not dramatically, but unmistakably. People who once felt overwhelming may begin to feel distant, not because you dislike them, but because your energy no longer matches theirs. Conversations that once felt engaging may now feel draining, not because you are disconnected, but because you have grown beyond superficial connection. Environments that once felt comfortable may begin to feel heavy, not because you are sensitive, but because you are now attuned to peace. This is not loss. This is evolution. And evolution always brings separation.
not as punishment, but as protection. You were not meant to remain in environments that keep you small. You were not meant to stay connected to patterns that drain you. You were not meant to carry emotional weights that were never yours to hold. So life begins to remove what no longer fits. Not violently, not suddenly, but gently, gradually, naturally. You may feel certain people pulling away, certain dynamics changing, certain relationships becoming quieter. Do not fear this. This is not abandonment. This is realignment. When you change internally, your external world must eventually adjust, because you are no longer available to the same experiences you once tolerated. And in that space, something new begins to emerge. You may begin to encounter people who feel calmer, more emotionally stable, more respectful, more grounded. Not exciting in a chaotic way, but peaceful in a secure way. You may begin to experience opportunities that feel aligned rather than overwhelming. Opportunities that do not demand you lose yourself. Opportunities that feel natural instead of forced. You may begin to notice that things no longer require intense struggle just to sustain them. And that might feel unfamiliar to you, because you were once conditioned to believe that struggle meant significance, that difficulty meant destiny, that chaos meant passion. But those beliefs were shaped by survival. You are no longer surviving, you are stabilizing. And stability feels quieter than chaos, but it is infinitely more powerful. You are entering a season where things begin to make sense emotionally, where connections feel mutual, where effort feels balanced, where energy flows instead of drains. Not because you forced it, but because you became someone who no longer resonates with dysfunction. That is growth, and growth changes your trajectory. There are people who never reach this point, who remain trapped in cycles, who continue repeating patterns, who stay emotionally reactive. But you stepped out of that loop. You learned, you observed, you reflected, you evolved. That is why your life begins to feel different now. You are no longer pulled toward chaos. You are no longer tempted by emotional instability. You are no longer drawn to environments that disturb your peace. You crave clarity now. You value calm. You prioritize alignment. And because of that, your life is slowly reorganizing itself to match who you have become. This does not happen overnight. It unfolds subtly, through small shifts, through gradual changes, through quiet transitions. But one day, you will look back and realize everything is different. Not because life changed suddenly, but because you did. And when you change internally, the world must respond externally. That is the law of alignment. You are no longer waiting to become someone. You are already becoming. You are no longer being shaped by pain. You are now guided by awareness. You are no longer reacting to life. You are responding to it consciously. And this is only the beginning of what unfolds when someone fully steps into who they are becoming.